Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just wanted to come here real quick and just take a few minutes to compare two Cartier watches. So both of them are Tanks. One is a vintage one from the 90s that is no longer being sold in boutiques. You can get it on the pre-loved market, but not new from boutique. And the second one is the Cartier Tank that is still in production today, that is sold in a bunch of different Cartier boutiques all around the world. So without further ado, let's compare the two. So if we put these two watches side by side, the resemblance is uncanny. So for the purposes of this video, I will be referring to the vintage one as the Tank Vermeil and the modern tank as the SolarBeat, just to make it easier throughout the video. So the two major differences between these two watches that you can, just by looking at them, see right away is the size of the two watches. So the Vermeil size, 23 by 31 millimeters, is no longer made in the SolarBeat or Tank version, the newer modern versions of the Tank. You can also see that the Tank Vermeil is in a gold hardware. So it is plated, it is silver plated gold, whereas the SolarBeat is just a stainless steel in silver color. So basically the color and the materials they are made of does differ. Now if we look at the case, we can see that they are very similar. They look almost identical except for the size and color, of course, like I just mentioned. But you can see there are like that kind of like army tank shape both of them do have. If we take a look at the sides of the case, you can see that they are identical in thickness, so they both measure 6 millimeters. And as well, you can see that the case is held together by two little screws almost at exactly the same positions. I'm going to show you the other side as well. Now, if we do take a look at the dial, so there are similarities between them, but they're also aesthetically a little bit different. So as you can see, both do have black Roman numerals on a kind of white background. But the Tank Vermeil, you can see the background is kind of like striped with like a white square overlay, and the center is basically, you do have the Trinity stripes. So you have your yellow gold, pink gold, white gold. Now the SolarBeat, the center is just plain white. Another major difference is that if we do look at the Tank Vermeil, you can see that although it does say Cartier in the center in kind of their like classic cursive, you also do have the name of the watch, so it says Must de Cartier. Now the SolarBeat, there's no mention of the tank or the must, it just says Cartier in like rather block letters. One similarity, and it's kind of a classic, a Cartier classic I should say, are the hands of the watch. So both watches just have two hands, the hour hand and the minute hand, but they are both in this sword-like shape and in kind of blue steel, which you can see in many Cartier watches. Many of their styles do have hands like this. Now let's look at the crown. So the crown, they are similar in that, if I do show you, they both are blue sapphire stones. Again, a Cartier classic. As you can see, the Vermeil one is a little lighter. It just might be because of age. But I don't think they meant to change the color or the shade of the blue. But there is a difference between the two. If I do hold them side by side, I'll show you. As you can see, the crown on the Tank Vermeil is kind of smaller, more rounded, a little shorter, if you will. Whereas the crown on the Cartier SolarBeat is kind of bigger, has more presence, kind of more pointed, and just longer in general. But Cartier does go back and forth with the shapes of their crowns, so if it was a couple of years back, the crown might have been more similar to this one. Both are quartz powered. Yes, this one is a SolarBeat, so the battery does get recharged with the natural light or with light in general, whereas the Tank Vermeil is just a classic quartz, battery powered. As for the clasps are identical. Again, the color and the material they're made of differs, but they both are this like push through kind of clasp in this C logo for the Cartier C. And you can tell they're exactly the same. They haven't changed all that much within 30 years. So I guess we can all agree to say that although there is a 30-year age gap between these two watches, aesthetically speaking, they have not changed that much at all. You can tell that they are still the same exact model, the Tank, when you do put them side by side. And I feel like that says a lot for Cartier. They have been criticized for this a lot throughout the years, but they seem to stay true to themselves. And why change something that works for them? And this watch, it's not like this watch seems outdated or out of style and just not functional anymore. It still is very much in style, elegant, does not look outdated at all. It's just a classic watch that will always be in style and nice and elegant and chic. So why change something that works for them? I basically respect Cartier for staying true to themselves and keeping the aesthetic of a Cartier tank. So when you do look at it, it looks like a tank. I would have loved to have a third tank to compare to these two today. I would have loved to have the original tank that was released in 1919. It looks almost identical to the two I'm holding in my hands today. So that says a lot. For over 100 years ago, they designed this wristwatch that looks like this, and still today in 2022-23 we're still going crazy for this watch. It's still a hot watch, and there's a bunch of people trying to get their hands on this. It says a lot. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that if you've been debating about the Cartier Tank, stop debating, get out there, get your hands on this watch, whether it's a pre-loved one, whether it's a Vermeil, a Cartier SolarBeat, a Cartier Tank SolarBeat, or just a plain Cartier tank. Get your hands on it. You won't be disappointed. I'm telling you, you'll get a lot of use out of it. And not only that, but you'll be able to pass it on for generations and generations to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave all your comments and questions in the comment section below. I'll be sure to answer them, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys!